The Yellowstone region today is a wonderland. It is filled with spectacular geysers and colorful hot springs, home to lakes, meadows, mountains and valleys, and covered in forests and grasslands. What we see today is the result of volcanic activity that has shaped the landscape over the past 2 million years. But what did Yellowstone look like before volcanic activity blasted several large craters into the region and covered vast expanses of land with thick lava flows and ash? What did Yellowstone look like before it became a wonderland? To understand the answer to this question, geologists have looked at the characteristics of the regions bordering the Yellowstone region in the mountains, rock types and faults that form areas such as the Tetons and Jackson Hole, as well as the Gallatin and Paradise Valleys. For about 4 to 7 million years, the Yellowstone hotspot lay beneath southeastern Idaho, triggering eruptions that occurred from the High-C volcanic field. The sequence included several large calderas that formed through massive eruptions, spreading ash across the landscape including Jackson Hole and the area that is now Yellowstone. The pre-volcanic Yellowstone landscape consisted largely of a plateau area with no present-day basin. Instead, mountains running mostly north-northwest to south-southeast ran across the region. The present-day Gallatin and Madison Mountains to the north probably connected to the Teton and other ranges to the south, forming a continuous chain of mountains all bounded by major faults. Fault-bounded mountain ranges like this are common throughout the western United States today as part of the Basin and Range Province, which stretches from eastern California to western Wyoming and Montana. We can see evidence of these previously continuous mountain ranges in earthquake patterns and volcanic eruptions. Seismicity maps show several earthquake lines running north-northwest to south-southeast beneath the Yellowstone caldera, which may represent the still existing faults that controlled the mountains that were destroyed when the major explosive eruptions began in the Yellowstone region. There are also several rhyolite lava flow vent lines running from the northwest to the southeast that erupted after the Yellowstone caldera formed, primarily about 160,000 to 70,000 years ago. Like earthquake patterns, the vent lines may have been controlled by pre-existing faults associated with the destroyed mountains. And because there were mountains throughout the Yellowstone region before the Great Eruption, erosion was an important process. The high mountains were gradually eroded, and sediment eroded from these peaks accumulated in valleys at the base of the mountains. Some of this sediment still exists today, covered by a thick layer of ash from the Yellowstone system eruptions that formed the caldera. The first volcanic eruptions from the Yellowstone region began at least 2.2 million years ago, and the first of 3 major caldera-forming eruptions that deposited the Huckleberry Ridge tuff occurred 2.08 million years ago, spreading thick ash over an area larger than the state of Connecticut and drastically changing the landscape. Today, many visitors to Yellowstone National Park approach the area from the north, south, or west. As you drive through the mountains and valleys leading to Wonderland, take a moment to admire the landscape you are passing through. The area today represents what Yellowstone looked like millions of years ago.